finish by.
Yeah, I think one of the best in cycling in the world, and it's going to have a new winner up there. And I think it's the youngster at the front. 9 years separate these two riders, 21-year-old to a 30-year-old. I think the youngster has got this one, and I can only see Wout van Aert trying to stay with him on this steep climb and then trying to pass him in the last, few curves. That's his only chance. I don't think there's any big acceleration left in Wout van Aert's legs. I think Del Toro looking super good to take this stage, and also the pink jersey. The pink jersey's a given, but it's Wout van Aert. You never discount him, but the effort he's made already in this stage, and the fact that he's not riding, he's just hoping that he's got enough left, and I don't think he has.
You can see the tower up there ahead of them, which is the big old white church. Some elevators here that you can get on to help you if you're a pilgrim up the mountains. Don't have to be a pilgrim, but there's no help for these guys. They're going to have to help themselves. But what can Wout van Aert do to stop this? It's not nowhere near an interloper, but Isaac Del Toro is living up to the billing that many of us have draped across his shoulders. And indeed, those shoulders could well be, well, they will be in pink, but by what margin? And indeed, for how long? And will he be supported by his team? Well, right now, he's got to park up all of that and just attend to the job at hand. There is your triumphal arch as they come in through this gateway. And it is now, if Wout van Aert has got anything, that he's going to have to start pondering how to unpick this lock. Something that Isaac Del Toro has the key to.
Yeah, exactly. We're inside the walls now. We take this left and right, the shilly-shally, onto the steep section, and I think that's where Del Toro will put the pressure on Wout van Aert. It's whether Wout van Aert has got anything left to, and that's what he's been saving himself for, this steep part. If he can just hang on to Del Toro, which I think is going to be really difficult, he has a chance, but that's his only chance.
Clever way into that corner. He used the slingshot off it, but Del Toro picks it up. Well, Van Aert will try and stay on his wheel here, but Del Toro, has he got any kind of margin at the moment? It's starting to stretch ever so slightly. There you are. It's still one bike length plus what is the question. Van Aert plonks himself down into the sand. He gets back up again. He needs to come round him. That's the problem, because he's dominating the line, and he's writing a beautiful story here. And Del Toro still goes. Van Aert stays with him. It's not over by the time they take this right-hander at the top. There's a little flat section, and then they've got to turn into the area itself, the piazza. Still there, and Van Aert's coming up onto his shoulder, and he's got him. Oh, Van Aert's got him. My goodness, this means he can dominate this next corner. This is a surprise, but Wout van Aert, who's won this before, he's going to take this amazing little twist and turn. He's going to burst into the sunshine after the next, indeed, right-hander. Del Toro's fighting, trying to get back to him. Here he is, bursting into the sunshine, and it's going to be his. What an amazing piece of riding. The wiser rider, I think, just unpicked the young man. Unless he can fight back here, he's still doing so. Oh, it's going to be a sprint to the line. They're not going to cross over. It's Wout van Aert who's going to take the day. Oh, amazing. Amazing. He can't believe it himself. Puts his hands to his helmet and thinks, how on earth did I do that? Del Toro will lead this race, and it's about those who might have been a little bit further back. Chiccone's here, so indeed is Richard Carapaz. Simon Yates wants to be part of proceedings. That's Tiberi as well, who's finding a little bit of a gap. Now then, can Ciccone do what we've just seen from Wout van Aert and get the better, indeed, of this man here? Super sprinting finishes for every single point. Chiccone's trying to find a way through, but still Carapaz is nailing that line. Is he going to have more success indeed than Del Toro? It was about now, of course, the Wout van Aert came up onto his shoulder, dominating the last couple of corners. Ciccone tries the same thing, but goes wide, too wide, and it's a response here. Oh my goodness, super work by Carapaz, side by side, but Ciccone just gets third place today ahead of Carapaz. Simon Yates, Peo Bilbao, is it Tiberi? What a day. And Ayuso with some gaps there, and every second counts in this race, let me remind you. Bernal crosses the line with Adam Yates and all the rest of the gladiators who've put so much into this amazing day of racing. Remarkable.
Wow, 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 what a finish. Del Toro just trying to shake off Wout van Aert, but he just had enough. He used everything in his nous to sit on that wheel of this young man. He takes pink, of course, Del Toro. He would have wanted the stage, and he did try for the stage, but Wout van Aert just used everything he had in his locker. He's absolutely spent, absolutely. I don't think for one moment coming into that finish he thought he was going to beat Del Toro, but he just saved enough in the run in towards the finish to take victory there. And you know, he put himself in that place, but yeah, it was hard fought, and he had to use all his experience he had to deliver that one. Unfortunately, Roglic, well, he's losing over 2 minutes.
Roglic and Pidcock, who was the day's favourite, coming to the line in the same group. But what a day we've had. What an amazing introduction to a rest day. And now we have to recalibrate and start thinking about the time trial in Pisa. But today we had a piece of magnificence. And just listen to how together Wout van Aert is. Chat to the family. Daddy's done the job. He is the daddy. Del Toro thinking about those last few corners, how he could have guarded against what happened to him. But he leads this race, for goodness sake, and he must have a hand on the tiller of Team UE, Team Emirates after that performance. You saw where Ayuso was, gapped as well himself. They've got some thinking to do about how to deal with the bull, Del Toro.
I don't think he could have done anything different. That's the thing.
Wout van Aert takes it. Del Toro given the same time. It's 6 bonus seconds added to his tally. Ciccone takes it at the line from Richard Carapaz. Simon Yates led home the flotilla ahead of Tiberi and Ayuso himself. What a spectacular place this is. What a beautiful day of racing we have seen. It's had drama, it's had just about everything you could possibly want from the grandest of operas. Well, 2 men will be singing today, and that'll be Wout van Aert and Isaac Del Toro, and a few others will be wondering what might have been, including Diego Ulissi. Comes home in pink. Listen to this crowd. Let's just stay with the noise, shall we? Absolutely magnificent, and when he comes into the sunshine in pink as well, they will roar all over again. One day it might have been, but a very special one it was too. Great emotions. Fortunato pats him on the back. We've had it all today. It's what makes this race so very, very special. Goodness me. Well, if every day is a tale to tell, how much of this day hinged on this particular moment of drama?
Well, I think looking at it, Del Toro looked a little bit, as we see, first Mexican leader of a Grand Tour, not just the Giro d'Italia, but I think looking at Del Toro after the finish and the run into the finish, he would have loved to have won that stage. But I don't think he was beaten by a stronger man. I think he was just beaten by someone that just used all his experience. He never did any work whatsoever. Del Toro was kind of asking the question. I think Wout van Aert he did what was required to win that stage today, and he had to dig very, very deep to deliver it. Del Toro, yeah, will be disappointed that he never won the stage, but first Mexican winner, rider ever to lead a Grand Tour. He has to be super happy with that one.
As well, he should be. Isaac Del Toro leads the race by a minute and 13 from his own teammate, Juan Ayuso. Here's your overall standings. There's the margin of advantage. Del Toro over Ayuso of a minute and 13. We'll see what happens in the time trial on Tuesday. Tiberi, for Bahrain Victorious is now 90 seconds adrift. Richard Carapaz, 100 seconds out of shape. Ciccone is still there, so is Simon Yates. Egan Bernal is a minute and 57 down now. Brandon McNulty is there, Adam Yates, Primoz Roglic 10th, 2 minutes and 25 off the lead.
Look, it's not huge time gaps. You had to kind of feel for some of these riders out in the course when they started to have these crashes and punctures.
Here's, I believe, our race winner today.
Tour de France, Vuelta a España. Now you are a Giro d'Italia stage winner. Not any stage, that stage, the stage you wanted.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's easy to say this victory means a lot to me. I almost cannot explain it. Yeah, it had to be here, I believe, because this place is where my road career started back in 2018, and yeah, to win this stage after a long period without delivering finally again, yeah, it feels so good.
How difficult was it to hold on to Del Toro's wheel in the last hill?
I have to say he did such an amazing ride. Yeah, I felt a bit shit to not pull too much with him, because yeah, obviously he's also a competitor from my teammate Simon Yates, and had to leave the work to him, but still then it was so close to beat him. I had to fight all the way to the top, to the streets of Siena, and then just because I know the final pretty well, I needed to do the move in the last few corners.
The last corner, it's the experience of Strade Bianche that makes you a winner today?
Yeah, maybe, but still, lactate was everywhere, and I didn't do a really good last corner. I almost missed it, but yeah, once you're there in first position, it's pretty close to the line. So of course I knew that after a few Strade Bianches.
Proficiat.
Thank you.
Di passione, di colori. Questo centro storico, patrimonio dell'UNESCO, le mura sono rimaste intatte così dal 300, con il palazzo pubblico, la torre del Mangia, a fare anfiteatro all'arrivo della nona tappa del Giro 108. Pubblico che ha partecipato e che sta partecipando ancora nell'attesa delle premiazioni ufficiali di questa grande giornata di sport. Hanno segnate, probabilmente abbiamo anche qualche cambio per quanto riguarda le maglie. Siamo in attesa comunque della maglia ciclamino di Mads Pedersen. E insomma, caro Anthony, stai visitando dal basso verso alto l'Italia, tanti posti, tanto buon cibo diverso ogni giorno, rimani abbagliato, mi dici sempre, in viaggio dalla bellezza di questo territorio, e d'altronde è la corsa più dura del mondo nel paese.